Hello, how are you? What are you up to? This is Mark here, and back to my tour of Willow Gardens. It's been a while since I did the previous one. It's, end of year stuff and Christmas. But I'm back in the seat again, and been doing quite a lot to Willow Gardens. It's nearing completion. I feel like it's pretty much complete, but I'm sure there's always things that I can do. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you the next little area. Probably got two videos left in this series. I'll show you what's in this little more sort of modern area of the park. I imagine in the lore of the park that it's the most recently added area, or most recently sort of refurbished area. First we have this hypercoaster Phantom. It's supposed to be a hypercoaster, but I'm just a little bit confused by the scaling of Planet Coaster, because this looks more like a Giga Coaster to me rather than a 220-foot hypercoaster. I mean, I might just have my interior sense of scale wrong. But yeah, to me it kind of seemed a lot taller compared to everything than just a hypercoaster. Anyway, for that reason, I decided to zhuzh up the lift hill a little bit with the Giga supports. I mean, who knows? They may in the future decide that it's a more ergonomic way of supporting the ride, but for me, I kind of wanted to, the preset supports in Planet Coaster are quite thin and spindly, and for a lift hill, that just doesn't really work. So, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with the layout as well. I mean, going with the scale of it, I kind of gave it more of a Giga type layout mixed in with some hypercoaster elements. Sort of inclined hammerhead sort of element I'm really happy with. I like that it has just sort of this angled section here that kind of then twists out of it. Another tight little hammerhead turn. With just your typical then Giga sort of wavy elements that are closer to the ground. Third hammerhead turn with the last little air time hill and a Fury 325-esque helix. So I'm really happy with this. I kind of went just all black because I'm not sure if I've ever seen hypercoaster or even a B&M hypercoaster that's all black. So I went with sort of the dark Phantom sort of concept for this. The red train. Very light theming, as with everything else in the park. It's sort of more generic park. Chains on top of the building. And sort of just some red lighting inside. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Also, throughout the park, I decided to put some more realistic fencing around rides, which I feel like sort of does give them more of a sense of realism. Any sort of areas where people could, climb onto the tracks or whatever is enclosed. So that's Phantom. little ice cream parlor here, as well as Cosmic Cow milkshake spot, accordingly coloured. And I kind of went for a brighter, sort of more synthetic look in this area, as well as the grapevine area. Kind of modern buildings that like they're sort of more prefabricated rather than older buildings. So these 3 rides here, they all sort of have a, I don't know, computer electricity theme. So the drop tower I've called Cyberspace. It has a little umbrella top just to give it a little bit of character. It's Q wrapping around the station. There's a little eatery here with some tables over here that I guess aren't using, of course. Very sad. A flash drive. So this is just a big, what do you call it? Like a Discovery disc sort of ride. I forgot the name of what you call these. Pendulum swing. That's it. Yeah, that's sort of the honeycomb net sort of colony sort of theming and sort of look here. Over here I've also added some theming to the ride. This ride's called Overcharge, and I don't know, it's kind of just themed to high charge, very general. I like generalized, like very sort of obscurely general ride names for these sorts of rides, like flat rides. It's just like, what does that even mean? But it kind of just gives the essence of sort of like high energy and fun, intensity. Yeah, so just put this cute little face on this boom that's throwing them upside down, which again, similar to the water ride that goes through rolling hills. I like the idea of having sort of innocuous things on really terrifying rides. In the general area, I decided to also kind of just liven it up a little bit with these sort of shapes in the ground. I feel like it just really adds a bit of visual difference and makes the area feel a little bit more fun as well, which is kind of what this area is all about. I added a workshop item here, the carnival games. I really hope that they introduce working carnival games at some point in this game, because I find that whilst, you know, I love all the rides and putting all the rides in, carnivals are a little bit more than just rides. They have carnival games, they've got live shows, etc., etc. So yeah, I hope they do add things like that in the future. Who knows? I'll quickly go over to this area, which is based pretty much just around this B&M Flawless roller coaster called Grapevine. Yes, I have named it after the wonderful world-changing roller coaster from Funtopia in, I think it was the Loopy Landscapes. No. I think it was called the Added Attractions Pack in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. I think that was the first expansion. So yeah, I kind of use the color and the theme, and actually thought, because this is a garden sort of park, I will actually include grapevines around it, a sort of aesthetic with buildings that echo the colours of the ride, and nestled in all the little hedges, a terrifying top spin sort of ride. I'm not quite sure what manufacturer this one is based off, but it's the one that sort of arms split, the seats sort of go at different angles, which I really love. Such a cool look and visual presence. This was the first roller coaster, first thing I ever built in Planet Coaster 2. This B&M Flawless, and at first it was sort of just a basic drop into a very sort of high loop that didn't really look B&M-ish at all, and so I thought I'd make the dropping a little more interesting, give it perhaps a Great Bear-esque type drop where it does a few things start before it actually dives down. So yeah, just 2 high-speed turns and then dives into the loop, and the loop I feel like I've shaped a lot better to look like a giant twisting B&M loop. Same with the dive loop and the copper roll here. Fortunately, the in-game copper roll is a little bit weirdly shaped and just didn't give the same essence as a B&M copper roll, so I had to do it from scratch, which is a little bit more annoying because then you have to do all the spots around it, which I would prefer not to be doing, but I feel like the result is pretty good. Not perfect, but I do not have the patience to make it absolutely perfect. Yeah, so a little bit of an overbank here into the brake run, and then some two tight flat spins here. I kind of pretty happy with how they turned out. Like I was worried because I remember doing sort of any sort of roll or flat spin in Planet Coaster 1 was just always difficult and never quite looked quite good, but the new smoothing for this makes it also ride a lot better and makes it feel authentic. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the result. And just another vegan restaurant building down here that kind of tie in with the colours of the roller coaster. Yes, so that's this next area, and I'll just have one area to go over yonder, and then that'll be the end of this series. So tune in for that.